My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. And I remember I think it was September 2009, I went to see this movie, but I had very low expectations. And I just remembered being so surprised at how great this movie was, and it's a movie I have watched plenty of times, and I still love it to this day. So let's begin by talking about the cast. And Bill Hader does a great job here. He just brings this chaotic energy to Flint so incredibly well, and I love how sincere he can be. I love how funny he can be, and he nailed every character beat that he needed to. Anna Faris also does a great job. I thought she was really funny and charming and likable, and she elevates this movie quite a bit. James Caan, I love how sincere he was, and I love how this character always stayed true to his roots. And he just brought him to life incredibly well, and I love the character design where his eyebrows cover his eyes. It's just so good. Andy Samberg, I thought, did a really great job. I love the character arc of Baby Brent to Chicken Brent. It's just so weird and wacky, and Andy Samberg captures that energy perfectly. Bruce Campbell is really funny and really great as well. I love how he keeps talking about wanting to be a big male, and by the end of the movie, he is a big male, but he nailed every comedic beat he needed to. Neil Patrick Harris doesn't have much to work with, but Steve the Monkey is still a very entertaining character, and Benjamin Bratt is pretty decent as well. He can be funny when needed. So the cast understood what kind of movie this was, and I thought they delivered. They really did. And the entire plot of this movie is just so unique. Like, it might have some cliches here, but the premise of food raining down, never been done before. It hasn't, and I love how the movie embraces that wild, wacky, unique plot. I love how out there this movie is, and it makes for some good humor. This movie is hilarious. And my favorite joke still to this day is how the machine is called the Flizzdermiffle. It's such a great gag. I also love that one scene where it's snowing ice cream and Flint starts throwing snowballs at people, but in a way that paints him as a shooter. I thought that was really funny. The fortune cookie on the Great Wall of China, you're about to be ran over by a giant piece of corn. That's a funny gag. I like when the news announcer is, they seem to be hitting all the world's most important landmarks first. That's a really smart gag. I love how whenever Sam says something nice about Flint, he always says, me too, but about you. I like that. I like how when Sam has her scrunchie in her hair and she's reporting the news, the big boss is just making fun of her the entire time. Like, this movie is really funny. I love the man eating chickens. I love the gummy bears. There's just so much creativity and humor on display throughout its entire runtime. But it's still a very heartfelt movie about this father trying to understand and trying to connect with his son. And I thought that made for some touching moments, especially at the end. And I thought Sam's and Flint's relationship was really sweet as well. And the ending of this movie is actually quite sad for like a minute when Flint sacrifices himself and you see just how sad Sam and Flint's dad are. Just some nice emotion there that did land for me. And at the end of the day, this movie is about being authentic, being yourself, and loving someone for who they are and not who you want them to be. And I think those ideas are explored quite well. And this movie's directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller. Obviously, that's why I'm reviewing it. But those guys also produced the Spider-Verse movies. And rewatching this movie today, you can see some similarities thematically. And those ideas clearly impact those filmmakers to some degree. And actually even the Lego movie too as well. I don't know. I like it when filmmakers are consistent with their themes. It makes the movies feel more personal to them. It makes the movie feel more important to them, and I like that. I also like the frantic energy of this movie. It's very fast paced, but it's very entertaining as well. I love the score by Mark Mothersbaugh. I'm not even the biggest fan of him as a composer, but his work here is really fantastic. Like, it has a nice, iconic theme, it elevates those emotional moments, and it really stands out throughout the movie. And the animation is quite nice. I like how colorful and vibrant this movie is, and all the food animation, especially in the last act, is very entertaining. So, this movie just gives you everything you could possibly want from a movie with this premise. It's weird, it's wacky, it's hilarious, it's out there, and it still manages to be emotional when it needs to be. The character work and their relationships are still well explored, and I really don't think this movie gets the recognition it deserves. It really is just a perfect movie. I have no issues with it. So I'm giving Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs a 9 out of 10. 2009 was such a great year for animation. Like Coraline, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, Up, The Princess and the Frog, 9. Like, there were some really outstanding movies released that year. But Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Have you seen it? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin, out.